The battle for music, why universities must reconsider their priorities. In the heart of our universities, a silent war is raging, and the arts and humanities are bearing the brunt of it. Among these disciplines, music is facing the fiercest onslaught. From the early skirmishes at Oxford Brookes to the more recent conflicts at Wolverhampton and Kent, the casualties are mounting. Now, the esteemed music department at Cardiff University, known for its robust resources and reputation, is under threat, with a 90-day consultation period looming that could lead to its closure. This is not just a local issue. Whispers of similar battles are echoing across the north, leaving staff and students bracing for impact as they fight to preserve their courses and careers. But what's driving this turmoil? The malaise in music education is a symptom of a much larger crisis within the British university system. Years of chronic underfunding, reckless expansion of institutions beyond actual student demand, and vice-chancellors chasing after extravagant building projects have left many universities in a precarious position. Add to this a bloated management structure that seems more focused on justifying its existence than on nurturing education, and you have a recipe for disaster. The reliance on a dwindling stream of international students, particularly from China, has only exacerbated the situation. Redundancies and restructuring plans are becoming all too common. While STEM subjects are not immune, chemistry programs at Aston and Hull are on the chopping block, the arts and humanities are suffering the most. Aberdeen has eliminated single honours language courses, and Canterbury Christ Church has axed English literature. If a prestigious institution like Cardiff can close its music department, what hope is there for music programs elsewhere? The decline in recruitment for music degrees is alarming, driven by a broader societal trend that undervalues the arts. Schools are cutting back on instrumental lessons and theatre trips, and politicians often dismiss the arts as irrelevant. The Russell Group's own list of recommended A-level subjects has excluded arts disciplines, reinforcing the notion that pursuing a career in the arts is a poor choice. Yet, contrary to this narrative, my teenager recently attended a careers day where barristers, diplomats, and bankers all emphasized that the specific A-levels or degree subjects matter less than attending a top university and achieving good results. This disconnect highlights a troubling trend. The higher education sector seems to have lost sight of the intrinsic value of arts disciplines, viewing them merely as budget lines to be trimmed. Take, for instance, the recent comments from Cardiff University's Vice-Chancellor, who justified the potential closure of the music department by pointing out the existence of 2 music schools in Cardiff. This reasoning is flawed. The Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama and Cardiff University serve entirely different purposes. One is a conservatoire focused on vocational training, while the other provides a traditional academic framework that cultivates critical thinking and transferable skills. The future of music as an academic discipline hangs in the balance, particularly the study of music history, which is facing the most severe threats. While some lecturers may pivot to teach in sociology or film studies, the core of music education is at risk of being lost altogether. To turn the tide, we need a radical rethinking of how we approach arts education. Imagine a small institution dedicated solely to the history of the arts, akin to a conservatoire but focused on intellectual exploration. Students could immerse themselves in the rich tapestry of music, art, architecture, and literature, supported by modules in history and languages. The curriculum could be organized thematically or chronologically, allowing students to explore the connections between different art forms and historical contexts. Picture a student studying Monteverdi's music alongside the masterpieces of the Italian Renaissance, or examining the urban transformation of Paris through Haussmann's vision while engaging with the Impressionists and the literary giants of the time. Field trips would bring these lessons to life, creating a vibrant learning environment. This institution would not only offer full degrees but also flexible options for mature students eager to engage with the arts. Extracurricular activities like choirs, orchestras, and creative writing classes would thrive, fostering a community passionate about the arts. The leadership would prioritize intellectual inquiry over bureaucratic processes, ensuring that teaching is rigorous and discussions are lively. You might wonder about employability. There's a strong argument that employers value the deep academic skills honed in traditional universities more than the superficial content of many contemporary courses. Still, we could integrate meaningful work experience opportunities in arts organizations, auction houses, and journalism for those interested. While it's essential to study the political influences on art, this should be done within the appropriate historical context. The humanities have undergone significant changes in recent years, often prioritizing contemporary relevance over classical canon. This shift may cater to current trends, but admissions data suggests that many students still seek a more traditional approach. Some may find this vision controversial, but if universities are truly places of intellectual exploration, we must allow for diverse methodologies that challenge the status quo. There's a clear need for an institution that prioritizes the arts as a serious field of study, free from ideological constraints and bureaucratic red tape. Skeptics may argue that such a vision is unattainable, yet similar models exist, particularly in the United States, where liberal arts programs have thrived. Institutions like the Courtauld and Warburg Institutes offer focused studies in the arts, and I draw inspiration from the Open University's earlier ethos and my own interdisciplinary experience at Newcastle. While my dream of a dedicated arts university may seem far-fetched in today's bureaucratic landscape, it's not impossible. It would likely require private investment, but there are individuals in this country who quietly support the arts. If a few could come together, imagine the legacy they could create. Who will rise to the occasion and become the next Thomas Holloway, the visionary who transformed his wealth into a pioneering women's college? Beautiful architecture and institutions devoted to intellectual inquiry should not be beyond our reach in the 21st century. So, I ask you, why should they be?